Hi, it's me again. I'm here to talk about testosterone, my experience with taking testosterone as a trans guy and a person that has been diagnosed with MS. So, people often talk about testosterone and mood. When you hear about guys on steroids or guys taking testosterone, you hear they get aggressive. Uh, this can happen. With transgender guys, the effect is a little bit different. It's my cat coming to say hi. Um, so, studies have been done with trans guys, and basically, most often, if it's the right amount of testosterone is going to calm a transgender guy down, and that has been my experience. Um, MS can, as I say, put a bee in my bonnet, especially if I get really warm. Um, there's different situations like emotional fatigue where I can get moody, and I just choose to take myself away from other people when that happens. But it's not too much of a problem for me at this point. Um, Hopefully, it's not in the future, but who knows? Um, so overall, nothing negative that I know of has happened from taking testosterone. I did talk to one other guy there on the internet that said that his actually no, I read from this guy that when he took his shot of testosterone, his symptoms were kind of present, more present than normal, and then a day or so later he was fine. That doesn't happen to me. Uh, if it did, I would probably use testosterone cream instead because it's a more steady sort of level of hormones in your system. But I did notice that during menstruation, when I would have PMS or whatever, my MS symptoms did come out pretty fiercely. The normal ones, the sort of ones that I have all the time, just sort of got stronger. So it kind of that makes sense. People with MS can have low hormone levels, and so often men with MS are prescribed testosterone. So there's been studies done on that, and it tends to make them less depressed, stronger, which is a big deal. It helps with fatigue. All those things true for me too. So it has helped in that way. I still get fatigued every day in the afternoon, but my energy level is higher. I kind of bounce back quicker. Um, and this isn't to say that testosterone is a cure for MS or anything. This is my experience, so this could be totally different for someone else. Um, and I still don't know if testosterone has any negative effects. There are things that I just have no way of knowing. Studies have not been done on females that have taken testosterone for MS because that just doesn't happen. Because then they would become masculinized, and I'm not sure it would even be a consideration. I do know that women with MS that get pregnant go into remission for that period. They feel pretty good when they have a lot of the pregnancy hormones flowing through their body. But then at the time where they finally do give birth, shortly after, I think a lot of them also have relapses. So take that for what it is. I'll also say that this isn't medically significant, but just sort of going towards that it hasn't had a negative effect. I've never had an MRI since I was diagnosed that hadn't shown disease progression. And this time I actually had one that showed no changes. The last one I had showed some progression and also showed that some lesions disappeared, but this one showed absolutely no changes. And so that means that testosterone's, at least not making that part of it worse, so far as I can tell. Women are outnumber the amount of men diagnosed with MS, and that may mean that testosterone is neuroprotective for MS, just like with Parkinson's disease. Like more men get that disease, so estrogen may have some protective effect, but we don't know. Again, I'm just looking at my notes. One sort of nice thing about tea, of course, is that it increases sex drive. And that I will say, I was, in my mid-30s when I started transitioning. So as a female, your sex drive is supposed to be at its peak. With MS, you get fatigued, and that fatigue can contribute to, that obviously can lower your sex drive. Different sort of discomforts that might happen from eating the wrong food or something that doesn't just agree with you because of your MS can cause, problems like that. And so it's kind of nice to have that raised sex. My phone is ringing now. It's a credit card company. Anyway, so yeah, it's nice to have that little boost. I have more energy, so I have a healthy sex drive. People with MS can lose their sex drive completely. So, and some people do. Different aspects having to do with sex can be affected. And, people have to work around that. I am lucky so far. Let's see if I got everything. Yeah. So, I think that's basically it. If you'd like me to add anything, I'm sure there's things I haven't thought of and that you have questions you want to ask. Please ask away. Thanks.